Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another mod video. So this one is actually going to be all about my wedding stories because, as we all know, this pack is pretty broken. The other day, EA did thankfully announce that there are plans to fix this pack with the laundry list that they put out, but that is probably still not going to come out for a few weeks. Well, actually they did say in the coming weeks, but I don't know if that necessarily means within this month or even next month. The fact is, the pack is out now, and if you already have it, then this is a pretty helpful list of mods that you can use to better your experience with the pack and make the weddings hopefully a lot less broken for you. At least for those of you playing on PC and Mac. If you're playing on consoles, then I highly recommend still waiting on getting this pack if you're interested in it. However, I'm actually going to start off with a few mods that aren't technically fixes, but do tweak the experience and, in one case, actually bring back an unfinished feature. The page also links to a couple of mods by Missy Hissy, which we'll get to a bit later, but the first chip sim mod on this page is tweaking the Tartosa market stalls, where with the food stalls, they're now open from 9 AM to 11 PM, the bakery is open from 7 AM to 6 PM, and the flower stall is open from 9 AM to 7 PM. A lot better in my opinion, because especially with the food stalls, I was really confused about them only being open until 6 PM because then you're barely even open for dinner. It just doesn't make much sense in my opinion. As for the other mod, this is the one that restores an unfinished feature. So you may remember earlier this week I did a video about how Bienshen, a modder, discovered that there were plans to have cats and dogs be able to be the flower pal or your ring bearer. Another modder, ChipSim, happened to see my video, and she actually released a mod that makes it so that large dogs can be flower pals, and she's working on getting support for the small dogs as well as cats for both flower pals and ring bearers, so I highly suggest bookmarking this page and keeping your eye out for future updates. Next up is Missy Hissy. So she's made a couple of handy mods. So she did put out a fix for people who don't have my wedding stories, because if you don't have that pack, you can't actually choose to have a wedding at a wedding venue. Yeah. So hopefully that one will be officially fixed soon. But the other thing is enabling wedding dinners at restaurants if you have the Dine Out game pack, because for some reason you can't have rehearsal or engagement dinners there. Recently I did a live stream where I played my wedding stories with some of the mods mentioned in this video, one of these being this one from Missy Hissy. And I did have some glitches with it, unfortunately. I did not have any issues with choosing a restaurant as the venue for my rehearsal dinner, and having my Sims order a main course and dessert actually did complete some of those goals. But my Sims did get stuck multiple times and I had to reset them. I think even every Sim at the restaurant at one point was stuck, but I think that's a problem with the game itself rather than that being caused by this mod. Oh, okay, so I'm actually doing an extra edit in here because before I could even finish this video, Missy Hissy released another mod, and this one is Plan Wedding Outfits on Mannequins. So you do need both Get to Work and my wedding stories for this to have any use. So basically what you can do is you have this planned formal outfits interaction on mannequins that costs money, 250 simoleons. This way you can have more believable bridal boutiques, but also not have to travel all the way to Tartosa to the rabbit hole one if you want to do the whole plan your wedding dress thing. There's also a confident boosting buff that comes with it called Found the One. From choosing wedding outfit while shopping for an outfit for her wedding, Daisy has finally found the outfit to end all outfits. It's perfect, like it was made for Daisy. Time to part with those simoleons and snag this outfit before somebody else does. I did also try that dog flower pal mod, and I was a little confused about how to actually set that up because at the time of making this video, you can't actually choose a pet as the Flower Pal, but that is something that ChipSim is working on too. But you just have the dog at your wedding, and you click on the aisle to send a Flower Pal down, and the dog just happens to be one of those choices. Of course, I absolutely have to mention Carl Sims Guide's Wedding Fix mod, because he has gone and fixed so many things with the weddings. So if you do have my wedding stories, I highly recommend having this in your mods folder. And it has been updated a few times since it initially released, so if you got it when it first came out, I also recommend re-downloading it, just to make sure you do have the latest version. Next up is Bienchen, who I mentioned earlier, so there's also a bunch of mods on their page that fix various things in my wedding stories. In fact, there is a whole page on their website that is just dedicated to my wedding stories fixes. And if you don't already know of their mods, I highly recommend checking out the website. There's so many different ones that I think you will want to check out for base game fixes, as well for any packs that you may happen to have as well. Lastly, we have Zero's My Wedding Nightmare fixes. Some of these I think might conflict with Carl's mod, so I haven't actually used any of these yet. But there's force guests to change into formal attire, because, yeah, that is one of the problems with the pack, and actually, that is on the laundry list for things to be fixed, so that is good. There's guest gathering and autonomy tweaks, throw bouquet fix, and broadcaster tweaks. So basically, it makes interactions have a better range. That's basically it for this video, so once again, thank goodness for modders. Even though EA and Maxis are working on fixes, it's probably going to be a while, and I would not be surprised if there's a few things fixed by mods that will never be fixed by EA and Maxis themselves. And those extra tweak mods are a nice addition as well. I still had some weird things happen though with weddings, which says a lot. Not even mods can completely fix this pack as of right now. For example, there was still usually one sim who would dance in the middle of the aisle, even though there was no music playing anywhere near there, so that didn't really make much sense. And Sims would sometimes still get up in the middle of my Sims exchanging vows. Also, while I had Sims exchange vows with the officiant involved, well, my bride for some reason would always be completely frozen while the officiant was doing their initial speech. So I thought I would have to reset the bride, but eventually she would just get unstuck. It just looks really awkward for a good minute. But still, with these mods, it's much better. It's much better than without the mods, for sure. So of course I will have the links to all of these mods in the video description below, and feel free to let me know your thoughts on these mods. Be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content, including life simulations and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!